Washington, D.C. has three major bodies of water, which are the Potomac River, the Anacostia River, and Rock Creek. The AREC is located along the Anacostia River, which is part of the Anacostia watershed, which is also part of a bigger watershed called the Chesapeake Bay watershed. Watersheds are areas of land that drain rainwater or melted snow into a nearby body of water such as a river, lake, or stream. These water bodies are important as they can supply drinking water, water used for agriculture, and also provides important habitat for many species of plants and animals. So we want to make sure that we protect our watersheds. The easiest way we can all play a part in protecting our watersheds is to properly dispose of any garbage. That way, the water that drains into a water body does not carry that garbage into the rivers and pollute our waters. For example, Rock Creek and the Anacostia River flow into the Potomac. The Potomac River flows into the Chesapeake Bay. The Chesapeake Bay flows into the Atlantic Ocean. So litter in Anacostia can be swept into the river and theoretically end up in the ocean anywhere in the world. So it's important to remember that the small choices we make every single day matter. Hi everyone, welcome to the Aquatic Resources Education Center. My name is Marco and I'm a fish and wildlife biologist for the Department of Energy and Environment. And today I'm going to give everybody a tour of the center, so come on in. So here at the AREC, we have about 40 different species of animals that can be found in and around the three major bodies of water here in the district. Our animals are classified as native, non-native, or invasive. So here we have one of our native species, the long-nosed gar. They are considered a primitive fish species because they have been swimming around since the time of the dinosaurs for over 100 million years. They have some fascinating adaptations that they have evolved that have allowed them to survive for so long. Long-nosed gar have two layers of scales that interlock, essentially creating a coat of armor. Here in the district, they are at the top of the food chain. Aside from being fished out of the water by humans, they have no natural predators in this area once they reach adult size. In their extended range towards the south, American alligators will sometimes eat them. Another one of their amazing adaptations is that they have what's called a highly vascularized swim bladder that allows them to breathe air from the surface, along with acquiring oxygen in the water via their gills. This adaptation allows them to live in low oxygenated water, and they can actually survive out of the water for up to 4 to 5 hours. They have an average lifespan of about 15 to 20 years, and they can reach lengths of up to 6 feet, with 3 to 4 feet being their average length. They feed mostly on other fish and occasionally on small crustaceans and insects.
Gray tree frogs are native to the district. They can typically be found living in trees or shrubs in forested areas near a body of water. Like most species of frogs, they are nocturnal and mostly active at night. They use camouflage to blend into their surroundings and can also produce a toxin secreted from their skin to help protect them against predators. They feed mostly on insects, but will occasionally eat snails or even smaller frogs. Since frogs have no teeth, when they capture their prey, they must swallow it whole. So frogs will actually blink and use their eyes to help push the food down into their throats. Gray tree frogs are a DC conservation priority and considered to be an indicator species like most other amphibians such as toads and salamanders. Indicator species help scientists better understand the overall health of an ecosystem. Frogs can be very sensitive to environmental changes. Since they absorb water directly through their skin, this makes them vulnerable to pollutants in the water and are one of the first to be affected by environmental degradation. So, a healthy population of frogs usually means that the ecosystem is healthy, well-balanced, and doing well overall. The American eel is a native fish species here in the district. They can be found in freshwater streams or rivers and can also survive for brief periods out of the water. Their diet consists mostly of small fish and invertebrates such as worms, crustaceans, and mollusks. They can reach lengths of 2 to 5 feet long. They're also the only freshwater species of eel here in North America. American eel are also the only catadromous fish not only in DC, but in North America as well. Catadromous means that they live in freshwater and then migrate to saltwater in order to spawn. Adults will spawn in the Sargasso Sea, which is an area in the Atlantic Ocean east of the Bahamas. So, when an American eel hatches from its egg, it's born in saltwater in the ocean and must then make its way into freshwater rivers or streams where they will live out their lives as adults. They have a remarkable life cycle and go through many physical changes called metamorphosis, which allows them to successfully migrate into fresh water. They will then return to the ocean to spawn anywhere between 3 to 40 years later. The common snapping turtle is a native species here in the district. It's the largest species of turtle found in the area. They are commonly found in shallow riverbeds, ponds, or streams. They are omnivorous, feeding on both plant and animal matter, but will also scavenge for food. They will prey on almost anything they can swallow, including fish, invertebrates, frogs, reptiles such as lizards, snakes, and other turtles, as well as birds and small mammals. As adults, they have very few, if any, predators, so they are at the top of the food chain. They have an extremely powerful bite and a sharp beak that allows them to be a formidable predator. They will lie beneath the muddy bottom with only their heads exposed, stretching their long necks to the surface for an occasional breath of air. Their nostrils are perfectly positioned at the tip of their snout and acts like a snorkel. Snapping turtles are ambush predators. They will dig their sharp claws into the riverbed and wait patiently for prey to wander by before lunging forward with their long necks and powerful bite to capture their next meal. Largemouth bass are a non-native species of sport fish here in DC. Non-native means that they were introduced to the area at some point in time, whether it was on purpose or by accident, and now have a thriving population in the introduced area. A non-native designation typically means that the species does not pose a threat to the ecosystem. They are called largemouth bass for a very obvious reason, because they have a large mouth. Their jaws are set further back than other fish, which allows them to open their mouths so wide. They are visual predators with excellent eyesight. They are usually an apex predator in their habitat and will feed on almost any prey that they can fit into their mouths. Their diet consists of mostly fish, but will also eat small mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians, and have even been known to eat bats. They are considered to be one of the smartest species of freshwater fish. They've been found to be able to distinguish different types of fishing lure if that particular lure had been used on that fish before. They have an average lifespan of 16 years, but have been known to live for up to 25 years. The heaviest reported weight for a largemouth bass was 22 pounds. The northern snakehead is a unique species found here in the district. They are native to Asia, where they are commonly fished and occasionally raised for food by humans. They can be found in the waterways of China, Russia, North and South Korea. They've been introduced in the United States and are categorized as an invasive species due to the problematic environmental impact they have on local ecosystems. They are a fast-growing carnivorous species of fish. They are speedy swimmers with sharp dagger-like teeth that make them formidable predators. They can grow close to 3 feet long and have gained a reputation for having an aggressive temperament and a ferocious appetite. Juvenile snakeheads will feed on insect larvae, small crustaceans, and other small fish. Adult snakeheads feed on other fish, insects, crustaceans, as well as amphibians, reptiles, small mammals, and even birds. Adults reach sexual maturity between 1 and 3 years old. They can lay up to 20,000 eggs at a time and can spawn up to 5 times during the breeding season between April and August, potentially laying over 100,000 eggs in one season. Eggs are fertilized externally and can hatch in as little as 1 to 2 days. Snakeheads show a great deal of parental investment in their young. Both the male and the female care for and defend their young for up to 3 to 4 weeks while they absorb their yolk sac and until they are able to feed on their own. Snakeheads are highly adaptable, and one fascinating adaptation is their ability to breathe surface air. They have a special lung-like organ that allows them to absorb oxygen directly through the air without the use of their gills. They do still use their gills though in order to respire underwater. This adaptation enables them to thrive in low oxygenated environments such as stagnant bodies of water, which includes ponds, canals, swamps, and muddy rivers. They can even survive out of the water for up to 4 days. Along with being able to survive in a variety of habitats, including wetlands, vegetated ponds, swamps, and slower moving streams, they can also withstand a wide range of water temperatures from 32 degrees to 86 degrees Fahrenheit and can sometimes even be seen swimming in water covered in ice. Despite these fascinating adaptations, northern snakeheads are considered an invasive species here in the district. This means that they are a non-native species that poses a significant threat to the natural balance of the ecosystem. They have a potential to devastate populations of native fish. Their adaptations can even allow for a competitive advantage over native species in acquiring resources such as food and shelter. The largest invasive population of snakeheads in the United States is found in the Potomac River drainage of the Chesapeake Bay watershed. Fishing for snakeheads is encouraged to help lower the population numbers. However, it is unlawful to release a live snakehead back into the water or to keep a live snakehead in captivity without special permits. If one is caught, it should be euthanized and harvested. Snakeheads are known to be quite tasty, so fishing for them can help protect our local ecosystem, and you can have a delicious dinner at the same time.
Thanks for visiting us at the AREC. If you would like to learn more, visit our website at doe.dc.gov/AREC. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for touring the AREC.